Okay, I don't know where this is going to fit in on this weekend because it occurs to me that while this does wrap up the 2 days of last weekend, we once again have run into sort of samey content, and at some point I'm going to have to get to, like, all this Xeon stuff because we have escaped to access for the whole Zabi family. Not to mention, I think we have now Xeon route. Yeah, we also have all this Titans route stuff to do. Well, I suppose we'll stay the course for now. God, it's convenient to be able to just R1 and L1 through that. Shame we couldn't have had that function at the start. So, I think we'll start out with Char. So, Operation Apollo Prevention a success. Bust out the Hakushiki in red again. I love this design for it. Oh, destroy the Alexandria. Yes.
And may the glory of victory be yours.
Hey, assault paid off in the final mission of the other route. Why not here? Ramp up that damage. And this thing is basically just a rip-off of the Musai. I mean, it's got that elevated bridge, it's got the engine, the two engines not quite in the cells, but might as well be in the cells. I mean, the Titans ripped off a lot of Xeon's whole thing. Oh, boy. Oh, still immune, and... yeah, I figured I was going to catch some there. Let's get the Alexandria between us and her. Let the Cyber New Type's infamous fratricide work in our favor.
Go down.
I'll try, Captain.
That's an interesting series of lines. Whoa. Oh, thanks for that, Marasai. That spared me a nexus of hurt. Oh, she's actually quite squishy. I just go and thanks, autopilot. And I meleeed the Psycho Gundam Mark II to death. Now, why are these targets so squishy? Gap plants going down in 2 hits? Yeah, no, you take this middle pod here out of the design of the Alexandria, and it's literally just a Musai.
Go down.
I'll try, Captain.
Again with that line. Must resist urge to make crude joke.
Returning.
Oh. Mission time only over, no, that's not what I wanted. I mean, this is all the stuff we already did as Haman, but
And may the glory of
the
victory be
Cubilee's
yours.
got a lot more punch than the Yakushiki. I mean, I have a Cubilee on deck. I could use that. But
Now,
Red
the question is
Hakushiki.
whether or not I actually have what it takes to pilot this mobile suit like Ryan.
I'll guide your way.
And on the deck. Nope, that didn't. So I need the bridge between me and the hit locate. This is actually a problem because it's burning through limited time. I'm surprised the ships aren't shooting at us. They normally would.
Captain's enemy.
That's it.
Oh, here's a good melee spot.
Take this. Take this. Take this. Go down.
I'll try, Captain. Captain's enemy. You won't let
I had to trick back shots. Oh, finally something with some moxie. Q just got coned. Okay, the Humbrabee is proving to be a bit tanky. Funny how they're not transforming. Beam rifle's low. Guess we're gonna have to do this hand to hand. Oh, that was it. Okay. Taken out with a rocket mecha Bushido mid-slice move.
Returning.
I don't know, these ideal route Xeon missions just feel like they lack some panache. Destroy 3 enemy mobile suits, but we fail if the moose... Oh, right, the defensive mission. How could I forget?
And may the glory of victory be yours.
Defensive missions, always a treat. Protect this thing! While simultaneously having no control over the thing.
Now, the question is whether or not I actually have what it takes to pilot this mobile suit.
Captain. Captain Char.
You know, one thing I am pleased about is that we got a lot of, like, warship fighting here. I mean, you see so much mobile suit on mobile suit combat, you almost get the impression that the warships are just out of contention. That makes some sense when you consider the importance of aircraft carriers, like, during World War II, but especially after World War II. Battleships basically became, you know, a non-thing. Nobody really used them. Because it doesn't matter how far away you can fire your cannons, hitting a target accurately, not to mention just the distance overall, well, it'll never beat a plane that you can launch from the ship that can then deploy its own ordnance. Oh, the Musai is contributing. Huzzah! Oh, there we go. Now it's the Starship Enterprise. Hoping to get a good angle of that.
I'll try, Captain.
Returning.
I mean, no named characters either. Like I said, and we just recapture stuff that we've already... that Xeon had before they lost the war. I feel like Xeon got a bit shafted in this quote, ideal route. It's just a little... it's bland. There's nothing, there's no, you know, to it.
There's no one that I can count on more.
Why has she been using
Guide your way.
the Cubile this whole time, and now she busts out the Elmeth? Is this a Propo piece? Are we capturing that? Well, actually, that was post the Federation's capture of... Yeah, because the Elmeth was after they lost Solomon, if I remember correctly. Then they lost to Bawaku because it kind of exploded. Then it became the Gate of Zidane for some reason. You know, I didn't like the Jagan design at first, but it has sort of grown on me in a weird way. Good thing, too, considering that it served for like 30, 40 years in the Gundam canon as the Federation's main mobile suit. Well past its sell-by date, though. Like, it started off as the Federation finally got a state-of-the-art machine for once, instead of the gym. But then, they ended up keeping it for so long that it ended up becoming a trash can, you know, like all the other Fedi mass-production mobile suits. Oh, that's why you're so tough. Finally, a named character. Hiya! Oh, great, they have the same line. Great shot, kid. Don't get cocky. That's also the AEUG color version of the Hyzak. I suppose if it was green, it would look a little out of place, considering that we're Zeon, and that's kind of the Zaku color. Ooh! And a flourish. That might as well have been a taunt at the end. I dig it. Okay, so... who are we fighting here? I don't know. We're with Haman instead of Lala, though. That's different.
And may the glory of victory
I'm gonna
be
play
yours.
Recover to be safe. I have one of those bad feelings. When we ran this as the AEUG, it was the
That's it.
TriStars. Probably gonna be Zeta Gundam. One tapping with a red comet kick. Powerful enough to destroy warships. A mobile suit doesn't stand a chance. Except for that one.
What's wrong?
Somebody's watching me.
There's another one?
I won't let you get away.
Oh yeah, there's Camille. Zeta inbound.
You're that new type. I think you're taking this Cubile too lightly.
Oh, you want some? Stun locked with the thing. Oh, I'm using the wrong shoulder button. I gotta use R2. Boom! Oh, I didn't get the block up in time. Ah! Was he bailing? Oh, he's bailing. I guess Camille has had enough.
Mobile suit with this power.
These aren't even Gym 2s, they're Gym 1s. Federation must be desperate. Oh, that one already exploded. I guess Hamon's contributing. But of course she is. Of course. Well, he just came out of space. Okay. That was an interesting exchange.
What are you doing?
Cocky.
What are you
Oh,
doing?
and... You know, Hamon, Lala didn't friendly fire me this much.
What are you doing?
Oh, that serves you right, Hamon. You've been doing it to me this whole match.
Don't hit me low. Don't hit me low.
Returning.
Oh, boy. Defend your partner.
May
Fantastic.
the glory of victory be yours.
This twice upgrading Hakushiki feels like a steal for its performance. It just does very well. Good offense,
That's it.
solid defense, melee it's a beast. And it's cheaper than, like, I almost want to say it's cheaper than the Gundam Mark II, but I don't think that's true. It's cheaper than the Zeta. But then again, it isn't a transforming machine. Oh no, he's coming around this way. Here they come.
Because of people like you that all this fighting never ends. Go away! This isn't the time for your childish sentiments.
Oh.
Grown-ups think you can do whatever you like.
I'm sorry. The true way is straight to the last breath of life.
Right, need to not kill Lala. That would oh for God's oh boy, flew right into that one. Oh, it's not going well.
He's good.
Just need to kill Jared. He's not good anyway. God, who's gonna need that recover first? Me or Lala? Well, that's thinned the field. Now we can focus on you, Camille. And I will.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Lala, stop shooting yourself. God, we just gotta take out this gap plate. There we go. That got a little dicey. I was getting knocked around like a piñata. Not a bad finishing shot.
Returning.
Mid-air, always a pleasure. So, no time limit, but we have to make sure our ally battle gauge doesn't deplete.
And may the glory of victory be yours.
Glad I decided to end on Amuro's run, because at least the AEUG route's got more, as I've been saying, a little more oomph at the end. This feels very procedural.
Too easy. Too easy. Too easy.
Take this.
That was a dodgy Hyzak. Whoa! Ho, 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 ho.
Take that.
Gotta run out of boost at some point.
Take that.
At least this isn't as bad as the mirrors. Literally an almost solid wall right in the middle of the map, just making navigation a pain. And no named characters, again, just a procedural mop-up operation.
Returning.
I got an evasion rate of 0. Oof! Destroy Camille. But this isn't the last mission. We'll go with Assault.
And may the glory of victory be yours.
I don't think it's the last mission. That's usually a hard difficulty marker. This isn't. And it's not the end of the
That's it.
timeline. Oh god, it's the mirrors. Why? Hate these things. Ah, peons. Like, it just moves you for no reason. You just idly shift around.
He's strong. You.
Yes, I'm stun locking Camille.
Too easy. Don't take me lightly.
You.
Oh, the mirror screwed him over that time.
He's strong. You. He's strong. You.
What are you doing?
Generally not a good idea to be sitting that close to the Zeta Gundam. Ow!
You.
Wait till he's recovered,
Victory is ours.
and then hit him hard. God, it feels bad almost trivializing the Zeta Gundam like this.
He's good.
And he's still getting juggled. Ooh, that was a good pass. Yeah, it's trying to keep the airwaves clear. And the mirror. Every goddamn time. Every goddamn time I hate this mirror. These mirrors, singular, plural, I don't care. They exist.
Returning.
There we go. I mean, Shirako's got to be one of them, right? But, okay, so our last mission was destroy Camille, so he can't possibly show up here, can he? But it can't just be like Shirako and Rekko, that was the last route. They can't just mirror it. But Shirako and Amuro? That'd be an interesting way to go.
Too easy.
Yeah?
It's all over if they fire at the Titan fleet! Now where's the core? Is that it? Damn, Shirako! Ready for the end, Char?
Oh, it is Shirako and Amuro. God, I feel like I should kill Amuro second because he'd be more important from Char's perspective to defeat, but he's going to be so much easier to beat than Shirako, and you should always target the weaker link first. Just clear the field. Strategy 101. And yes, for the record, I am still bad at strategy games. I did finally beat Deserts of Karak, though. That was fun. Granted, I had to dial it back to easy difficulty, so I feel like a child. God, I need to figure out how to get my recording of Cataclysm working so I can actually finish the homeworld as a series. Oh, there we go. We have a block. Ooh, whoa, I just matrixed through that. Thank you. He's autopilot. God, he just has such a wide AoE on that melee thing of his. Oh! I'm not in good shape and we don't have recover as an insurance policy right now. Gonna have to sit back, focus on doing some long range damage. I wasn't even aiming at him that time. Okay, once Hamon's up, trigger another assault.
Victory is ours.
Gotta maximize the damage. Oh, that might have just killed me. Thank you, Hamon! Thank you, Hamon! Oh, a full combo there would have been me dead. I mean, she still friendly fired me, though, so... God damn it, Hamon. But thank you, Hamon. I live! Together, Char and Hamon have defeated Shirako, and the Titans have been annihilated. Yeah! Axis now has complete control of the Earth sphere. I'm sure that'll go well. Will Char now attempt to fulfill his father's ambitions? He's not really humanist like his father was. Like, at all. I doubt it. He's probably gonna go chase some new, ridiculous pursuit. Provide support to Lala, scenario online. Oh, that's the one, isn't it? Hang on. Oh, yeah, that's the one. Ha ha ha. Yeah, that's the one that leads to, like... Well, you know what? It's probably gonna pop up on Armoros, too, when we do that. So yeah, let's just carry the momentum through, shall we? We're probably just gonna destroy the Psycho Gundam this time around. Because one... Oh! Oh! Yeah!
Amuro unit heading out.
Yeah! Oh. Gonna have me some
All
fun.
mobile suits. We have to stop the enemy.
You've come to push me around. You're the ones who stole all my memories.
That's the psycho gun.
That... Bonk.
I won't let you.
You're in front of me, you cocky bastard.
There it is. We're making contact. Yep, there, yep, there we go. Well, that was easy.
Go down.
Oh, well, I still have this. You! Somebody had their Wheaties this morning. Come into my spiral of death. Oh, you see, he must have been ace pilot. He realized he should have stayed the hell away from that. Okay, that didn't... Oh, him I can finish off with a little head vulcaning. Yes, get up. Ha! This is the end. Is it though? Is it though? I've got a hammer.
Go down.
Come at me, bro. Ow. You. There, have a seat, Jared.
You got in my way. I'll get you.
Okay, I'm overdoing the distance.
What are you doing? What's that?
The deadliest yo-yo in the universe.
I'm coming back.
Oh, they actually animated a bunch of wrapped chain around the Gundam's hand. Well, not animated, modeled. I'm feeling a bit bazooka. We can bazooka.
Amuro unit heading out.
Remember though, it's not just a bazooka, it's a hyper bazooka. For some reason.
All mobile suits. We have to stop the enemy.
Yeah, I figured that was gonna connect.
Did I do it?
It's all over if they fire at the
Whoa!
Chiraco! You're the man called Chiraco. If we don't take him out now, it'll mean real trouble later.
God, that thing has quick responses.
I'm not an enemy, I'm an ally!
Show me how smart you are, Mr. Chiraco.
The Gundam was designed for melee.
Why did you come? Your time is over.
true new type, Char. A mongrel like you must be told.
Why is he talking to Char isn't here? At least I don't think. No, because we're with Camille. I am going to explode you. Owie. Ooh! That's an upskirt explosion. Yep.
I'm coming back.
Glad I packed the rocket launcher. So, fire laser, wipe out the Titans. Now, okay, so this is the Black TriStar part. Got it. Beam rifle. Oh no, Dozel! Dozel, we know what to do with Dozel, don't we? Yeah!
Amuro launching.
I mean, normally you'd bring the rocket launcher,
All
but
mobile suits. We have to
it's
stop
hammer
the
time. Technically, it's hyper hammer time.
He's good. Damn you! You're not getting away.
Go ahead, destroy my shield. I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. Have I gotten a chance to use that melee? I think once in this whole thing I got a chance to use the double-handed sword, and I didn't get a chance to do it with the double Zeta. Because its shield hitbox is so small. Where is Dozel?
Final victory will be ours. I'm launching.
Now, let's not get hit by his giant nose gun. Step 1 for living long and prospering. Okay. Not quite close enough. Like, this really works from in front of him. Got my face, Garma. That's a thing that happened.
Camille, Mr. Amuro.
There we go. Grind it down. If only not Camille, if only Amuro had packed the Hyper Hammer during the Battle of Solomon. Maybe Sliger would still be alive. Honestly, that probably would have worked, because you could have, like, Star Wars Episode 5, the Harpoon and Tow Cable. I mean, it's got rocket boosters, so it doesn't technically need to walk, but still, it's the imagination that counts.
Launching.
Bola its legs. Watch it fall flat in that giant cannon of its.
All mobile suits. We have to stop the enemy.
God, the Zeta looks so chunky compared to the RX-78. First mobile suits got bigger, and then they got smaller. By the time of F91, like, all the mobile suits were getting, like, really small. The only reason they were really as big as they were in the first place was because you couldn't make a Minovsky reactor, you know, that small. That's why F91 had all these cooling fans, because it had a really small reactor, probably with, like, heavily compromised shielding. Hence the need for all the cooling fins.
Is it Char? No. Who is it?
So you're Hamar. I'm on God! I'm on God! You're the source of the evil that causes us to fight!
No, do it. Destroy my shield. I shall become more possible. I can't talk. It's late. Go ahead and destroy my shield. I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
This is the end for you, hypocrite. What is it? Say,
my way.
Ah, the Gazasi, Xeon's transformable death trap. Ooh, that torso bend is stressing the geometries of the RX-78 there. Yikes! I mean, there's a reason the models bend right above the hip instead of in the middle of the waist, because you've got that giant beak thing in the front of the chest that really doesn't permit a lot of rotation. Pivot, sure. Maybe even some side to side. But rotation? Nah, man, we're good. Oh, wait, Rosamia. Yep. We know what to bring.
Amuro unit heading out.
Easy button every large mobile suit. Bring the hammer. Because why wouldn't you?
Suits. We have to stop the enemy.
Eh, too far. Oh, doesn't that mean we also have gates? Yes! Ow. Don't mind me, that's one.
Crushed my brother and my parents. You're not my brother.
What? Combat system that forces the pilot to keep fighting.
How did she avoid making contact with me there? I don't know, but I think the AI is getting wise.
Bring the sky down.
Oh, that's such a perfect place to land to throw me off. Oh my god, she's doing everything in her power to prevent this from connecting. There we go. That's the spot. Just hold that position.
Get away, the psycho. Camille, Mr. Amuro.
It even extends the assault basically forever. Oh, that wasn't actually enough to deplete the gauge. Oh well, now it's just outdated machines.
I'll destroy the system. I'll do it. I know this enemy.
Well, that was easy. 2 transformable mobile armors, no waiting. I am making the granddaddy look good.
Coming back.
Old and busted hotness.
All right, I'm heading out.
And now, for the climactic conclusion.
All mobile suits. We have to stop the enemy. Don't get in the Take that! He's strong. Hit him! Damn it, did I do it?
Yeah, where's the Cubily? Oh, there's the Mark II.
Go down! Come on, Khan! You won't do any more damage.
Oh! In the field, the Cubily Mark II is easier to defeat, even though by all accounts it shouldn't be.
I'm an ally!
I was getting them both that time.
Maybe I was too much of a coward.
Damn hypocrites! I'll eliminate all of your opponents. Die!
Don't get in my way! Going over!
This is one of those games where I actually will, like, forsake my normal
Get in my way!
taking them out from long distance ways and grab a beam saber.
Goosebumps. Understand each other? Is that what this is all about? Don't forget my friend.
I'm on pod!
Well, you know, Haman, it's not entirely your fault. You had a very bad mentor on morals and ethics. Spoiler, it was Char. If he doesn't have some kind of external morality chain, then he's probably the biggest threat to the known universe.
Don't take me away.
He'll depopulate a planet, perform acts of genocide, and exploit children.
Don't get in my way! Take that!
Don't take me away. Don't take me
Still a fascinating character. You gotta admire the man's moxie.
You got in my way!
Gundam has to finish it with the beam saber. Granted, a backstab is a bit of a cheap shot, but beam saber.
I'm coming back!
Technically, Amuro being part of the AEUG, having the Gundam with the EFSF decals and colors, isn't exactly accurate either. Yes, AEUG has taken control. Probably the ideal ending. Although it is ironic, and I think I mentioned this, my memory starting to slip, but the anti-Earth Union group uniting the Earth, maybe you should work on the name.